Elder Scrolls Oblivion is set to get a remake next year, and when I tell you, I saw this headline and was like, well, duh, yes, of course it's getting a remake. It's called Skyblivion, and it's set to release sometime next year. We knew this already. This isn't news, but according to a recent report, and from multiple insiders, an Oblivion remake, like an official Oblivion remake from Bethesda, is set to get announced sometime next month. We're going to talk about everything. We have a lot to cover, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's get into it. You know, in some ways, I just hope this is just random coincidence, but the track record between Bethesda releasing something right next to a major modding project that's also set to release sometime next year, like, this is getting staggering, bro. Like, this is getting pretty ridiculous. Like, do you guys remember last year when we had the Fallout 4 Next Gen update that broke all of our personal mods, but it also broke the biggest modding project at the time, Fallout London? It actually forced them to push the game back further. And now we have this situation where we have Skyblivion that's set to release sometime next year, which, if you don't know, Skyblivion is a total overhaul for the Skyrim engine, turning that game into Oblivion. And Skyblivion has been totally crushing it as of lately. I don't know if you guys watched their stream as of like 7 days ago, but the progress is looking great. Like, we are very close to being able to play Skyblivion. And then we have this news right here that just went down, which has reported by Insider Gaming as well as a bunch of other outlets. According to a leaker or insider, Ecstasis, not only is the Oblivion remake real, but according to them, it's about to be announced at the Xbox Developer Direct in January with a release date of sometime in 2025. Now, if you guys have been following this Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake for a while, you know that this isn't the first bit of news we got. Back in July 30th of 2023, there was a recent report from Xfire that detailed all of this information. So in their report, they said Virtuos Games former employees can't seem to stop leaking information about its projects. The Singapore-based studio had a former employee actually drop some information about what the studio is working on, which according to that ex-employee, they said, "I'm an ex-employee of the company and here are some of the projects they're working on. Sadly, I couldn't get any screenshots or whatever to exactly prove my point, but oh well." First, there is the quote-unquote Alter project, which is the remaster/remake of Oblivion. The discussion for it being a full remake are still ongoing. It is done currently using a pairing system, so it means that the remaster is running using both an Unreal Engine 5 project and the old Oblivion one. For instance, new graphics are rendered in the Unreal Engine 5 project, but most of the gameplay/physics, etc. are still done in Oblivion. It should be released end of next year, early 2025, depending mostly on if it's a remake or a remaster. It's mostly done in Paris, but Black Shamrock also helps the studio for the art. Now, according to Insider Gaming, they said, if you recall, the first word of a remake or a remaster of the game came during the FTC's investigation into Microsoft and their acquisition of Activision Blizzard. At the time, the documents revealed that the game was expected during fiscal year 2022, to which Insider Gaming said that obviously never came to be. Since then, nothing has been said publicly by Microsoft or Bethesda on its status. So this brings us to today, and this is from Jez Corden, who says that he expects Oblivion's remaster to be in Xbox's January Developer Direct. So he actually responded to a tweet where somebody asked what games people expect to show up during the Xbox Developer Direct, and Jez simply responded, an Oblivion remaster. So yeah, from all of that, it definitely sounds like a remake/remaster for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is in development. Whether or not it's going to get revealed next month, that's hard to say. What I think is the most interesting aspect of this, and that's whether or not the Oblivion remake will actually be a full-on remake, or will it be just a remaster? So if it's just a remaster, I don't really think that's as exciting as a full-on remake. Like, if we're looking at a Skyrim Special Edition type remaster for the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, then I guess that's cool. But the only aspects that you should really expect any differences is in terms of the frame rate, the textures. We'll obviously get an increase, maybe some of the visual effects, some bug fixing, nothing too crazy, just the basic level stuff, and that's about it. But if it's a full remake using, let's say, the latest creation engine, that would be pretty interesting to see. Like, I would be curious to see how they're actually able to, you know, translate everything to current day standards, especially if it's another developer actually working on it as well. Like, I will say, the last time that we had a developer work on a Bethesda project outside of just Bethesda Game Studios, those games did pretty much slap. And yes, I'm talking about Fallout New Vegas, but it's not like it's a brand new game. It's just a remake or a remaster. Honestly, I would love to see a remake that's similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake, where the core DNA is there, but they just remake everything and just make it more grand and epic compared to the original. Like, in some ways, I would love for that to happen, but I'm like, I doubt they're going to let another developer do that, because Bethesda Game Studios and Todd Howard, they really love their job security, so I doubt they're going to let anyone else touch an IP like Elder Scrolls Oblivion and give it that Final Fantasy VII 7 remake that it really deserves. So yeah, like I said, as much as I would love to see a full remake in development, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be a remaster, which that's what the insiders are saying, so I'm going to go ahead and trust them. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for an Oblivion remake that's on the scale of like Final Fantasy VII remake, we're getting that already, and that is in the form of Skyblivion. Like I said at the start of the video, Skyblivion is a major overhaul mod using the Skyrim engine and just making Oblivion, and they've had to remake all of the assets of Oblivion and put them into Skyrim. They weren't able to just Control-C, Control-V. They actually had to physically remake the assets for the project to even go forward. And if you guys are watching the video right now, some of the gameplay that you're watching is actually from Skyblivion, and it looks absolutely magnificent, dude. Like, this is the thing that I'm looking forward to the most. Like, I'm always going to be hyped that there's something new from the Elder Scrolls series happening, and a remake slash remaster does sound exciting, but the project that I'm looking forward to the most is obviously Skyblivion. Like, I've been following Skyblivion since its inception, and the fact that we were this close to the release, and then we have Bethesda that's like, hold on, but wait, how about you play our remaster for Oblivion and not that Skyblivion stuff? Like, you don't want to play Skyrim again, do you? Forgets the list, goes to the block, Dragon saves us, and back to the video. Sorry, brain rot. So yeah, if this stuff ends up being real, there's a possibility that not only Skyblivion is going to release next year, but also Oblivion's remaster slash remake, the official one that will be available on Game Pass, will also release next year. I guess my biggest gripe with Bethesda is, like, they say that they love modders, which I genuinely believe they do, but if that's the case, why would they even think about dropping an Oblivion remake in the same year that Skyblivion is potentially coming out as well? Again, a lot of this is just speculation, but if they're knowingly releasing Oblivion's remake in the same year of Skyblivion, that's kind of messed up. I'm sure that there's some stuff that we don't know about. There's probably some Microsoft influence, so I can't really fully blame Bethesda Game Studios themselves. Heck, they probably don't even know about the Oblivion remake happening. If it is in development from Virtuos Games, they probably just gave them the Vault Boy thumbs up and went on about their day making Elder Scrolls 6. Which, if that's the case, then whatever, I'm fine with it. I know it's in Microsoft's best interest to have something Elder Scrolls related happen within the next few years to hold people over until the Elder Scrolls 6 finally releases. So yeah, am I excited about an Oblivion remake? Yes, I am excited. Am I a little bit disappointed that it would release in the same year of Skyblivion? I think I've made that pretty clear. Now let's say that they just announced that Oblivion was getting a remake next year, and they wait until Skyblivion comes out and set their release date after Skyblivion. I think that would be fine. But if they release the Oblivion remaster first and then Skyblivion comes out, that would be a major slap in the face to the entire Skyblivion team. To me, it's a bit weird that Microsoft and Bethesda aren't supporting these mod developers through marketing on their official channels. Heck, even make it easier for people to play their mods. Like, imagine if Xbox Game Pass was like this big place where you could go and it's basically just like a mod launcher. For those of you that are ball knowers, like, imagine there was just a section on the Xbox app that said modding, and it was basically just Wabbajack inside of that little launcher. Like, that would be freaking sick, dude. Like, you have a game that is available on Game Pass, you go to the modding section, and then you just click on play on Skyblivion, and then bing bang boom, you are playing Skyblivion via the Xbox game app. Like, that would be insane. So this brings us to our next question, and that is, when is this Oblivion remake slash remaster set to release? Well, according to the insiders, it is set to release in 2025 sometime, but in some ways I hope they just delay it until 2026. Just let the game release on Oblivion's 20th anniversary, call it the Oblivion Anniversary Edition. Like, I don't care if they announce the game next year, just make sure it releases after Skyblivion. So having it released sometime in March of 2026 would be a good time. Well, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Are you looking forward to an Oblivion remake, or are you mainly looking forward to Skyblivion? Let me know down below, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe with the notifications turned on so you're not missing out on any future gaming news. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.